Hi, this is Phyllis. Welcome back to my channel today. Today's project is going to be my Nestled drop earrings. And if you like what you see, stay tuned for the materials list and we will make this project together. Thanks again for supporting me. The materials for today's project are SuperDuo beads. You need 10 per earring, so you're going to need 20. You're going to need a stop bead. I'm using a wire guardian in the antique gold color, an ear wire in the same antique gold color, some size 11 seed beads, and these are galvanized, Duracoat galvanized silver. They are Toho brand. You can use Miyuki or some other brand of seed beads, but make sure that they are uniform in size. I had a little trouble with these because of the paint. Some of their holes were closed, some were tight. So just be aware that if you have some painted seed beads that you could have some trouble with them. I used a 6 by 12 millimeter briolette, and this color is light tanzanite, and it's gonna go sit right here in the center of the earring. I used 6-pound Fireline in the crystal color. I strongly suggest Fireline or Wildfire or some very sturdy thread like that. I did one of these, my sample earrings, in a different thread. I used the dragon thread, and I even went through, I did some reinforcing 3 times, and it didn't hold as well. I'll need some scissors or nippers. Oh, I forgot, you need a beading needle. I strongly suggest a size 12 beading needle because you're going to be moving through your SuperDuos in some awkward directions, and so the smaller needle will be very helpful. As you can see, I really bent up my tulip needle working on this project, and tulip needles are kind of hard to bend, but even the size 12 will bend under the force of my my workings. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread my needle with 1 yard of my Fireline. And if you are interested in this project, gather your materials and thread your needle with 1 yard or 2 yards of your Fireline, because you're going to need 1 yard per earring. So, and I'll see you back so that we can get started. I began by stringing on my stop bead, and I only have a few inches of tail thread left because we're going to cut that off, and this is just enough of the tail thread for me to tie a knot. So let's begin by stringing on our beads, which I have taken the liberty to do already. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to begin with 2 of our seed beads and a SuperDuo. 5 seed beads in a SuperDuo, 3 seed beads, a SuperDuo, 5 seed beads, a SuperDuo, 3 seed beads, a SuperDuo, 5 seed beads, a SuperDuo, 3 seed beads, SuperDuo, 5 seed beads, SuperDuo, 3 seed beads, SuperDuo, 5 seed beads, SuperDuo, 2 seed beads. This is what you should have strung. That will include all 10. Why we are not focusing. That's going to be all 10 of the SuperDuos. You start with 2 seed beads and you put on a SuperDuo. 5 SuperDuo, 3 SuperDuo, 5 SuperDuo, 3 SuperDuo, 5 SuperDuo, 3 3 SuperDuo, 5 SuperDuo, 3 SuperDuo, 5 SuperDuo, and 2. Then we'll bring these down, we'll let them slide down to our stop bead, and we're going to pass our needle. And I have already culled these SuperDuos, so the holes are open. And what we're going to do is pass our needle through the open hole of that last seed bead that we strung. And then we're going to mirror the seed beads on the other side. So we're starting off with the 5, and we pass our needle into the SuperDuo. 3, pass our needle into the SuperDuo. 5 again. And pass the needle into the SuperDuo, and you're going to do that all the way down. And when we get there, when we get to the end, when you get to the end, I will be back, because you don't have to watch me do this. I've added all of my seed beads on this side, and I've reached the other end, passing through my final SuperDuo. And at this point now, I'm just going to move that stop bead out of the way and pass my needle into these 2 seed beads and the SuperDuo, and as many seed beads as I can on that side, making sure that I've gone through all of my seed beads. And I'm going to hold my work and my tail thread and the stop bead, and I'm bringing my needle through as far as I can so that I can force a connection. So right now we have forced this connection, and this is what we have. And without my making you watch me do this, I'm going to reinforce all of these. I'm going to pass, which means I'm going to pass my needle through the SuperDuo and all of the seed beads and SuperDuos. And when I get here to this SuperDuo, I am not going through the seed beads. I'm going into the second hole of the SuperDuo, and I'm going to pass my needle all the way back up and out the SuperDuo. And when I get there, I will turn the camera back on, and we will continue from there. I have completed my reinforcement, and I'm back now where my stop bead is. I'm coming out of my SuperDuo bead, and I'm just going to gently slide my stop bead off here. I'm done with it for now, and I'm going to tie my working and tail threads together and secure this part of the component. I'm going to go around and go through my second loop twice. And I'm going to tighten down really firmly here, because I just want to make sure that it's tight. Yeah, it's wavy, but that's, you're going to take it and you're going to loosen it a little. And I'm going to advance my needle into the second hole of the SuperDuo and down as many seed beads as I can get through. And that will take me here to my next SuperDuo. And I'm going to pull my thread, making sure not to get the thread caught up into these seed beads here. So that looks good. And I'm going to try to pop the knot by tightening down on my working thread. Just pull it as much as you possibly can, and just make sure that we are tight but not waved, you know, not crunched. And I'm going to get my nipper, my scissors here. I'm just going to cut that tail thread off because I don't need it in my way. Now, actually, I need to back up. I need to back out of 2 of these seed beads. All right, this is our position. While we are at this position now, I'm going to string on a seed bead. And I'm going to pass my needle back up into the 3rd seed bead on the other side and pull my thread and tighten this, and I'm going to go back through my seed bead and back down into this 3rd seed bead here where we started, back through the seed bead that we added, and then I'm going to pull up my other side here, and I'm going to go past my needle up into the 3rd seed bead on this side. Just the 3rd seed bead and no one else. And I'm gonna pass my needle down into the 3rd seed bead here on this side. And now I'm going to pass the needle into that size 11 seed bead here that we added. And give a nice tight pull where these threads are all invisible, and pull through. Now here, once here, I'm going to pass my needle down now into the 3rd seed bead. Ooh, I didn't think I was going to get it. All right, down and now up into the 3rd seed bead on this side. And untangle my thread. And into now that seed bead again, and give it a tug. And this is how it should look. Just like this. Now, once here, we're going to string on 4 of our size 11 seed beads. What am I talking about, size 11s? That's the only size we're working with. And we're going to get our briole. And these are the brioles that I got from Potomac Beads. Like I said, they are 6 by 12 millimeter briolet drop, and it's top drilled, and the color is light tanzanite AB. So anyway, I've strung on my 4 seed beads, and I'm going to pass my needle into that briolet, and I'm going to string on 4 more seed beads. So the needle, I have my thread exiting in this, coming towards me in that connection that we made. What I'm going to do is pass my needle back into the inside of this component and back into that size 11 seed bead that we added in there, that we're coming out of. And I promise I'm going to do that today. Maybe if I turn it around on the back, I can see better. Yes, I can see better. And there you go. And I'm going to pull the thread. It doesn't, now you don't have to reinforce this, but, and I'm not going to, because it's just going to be sitting in there nestled, just like that. That's the nestling of the drop. And I'm just going to continue on and show you how we're going to make this, do this earring. I'm going to do that by passing my needle into this 3rd seed bead here and up into, well, we're going to advance up to the SuperDuo. So I'm going into that 3rd seed bead, and I'm going to make it all the way up through to my SuperDuo and through the SuperDuo if I can get it. If not, it's not a problem. It's easier to enter from the seed bead anyway. So I'm sorry to be covering up what I'm doing. I'm just trying to hold on to my work. Oh, and here we are. It's the knot. It wouldn't be a project or a video for me if I'm not messing something up. All right. Now, where are we? Okay. All right. And we need to reposition by going into this SuperDuo here, and just the SuperDuo. This is why I strongly suggested using a size 12 beading needle. Okay. All right, and give that a nice tight pull. And now this is how it should look. This is how it should be. And you know, you can stretch and you can pull and you can tug, but this is what we are. Well, this is what we have right now. If your briolet drop is turned this way so that you could see the seed bead connection like this, then that's wrong. We just want to see the seed beads here on the side of it, just like that. But we're going to continue now by stringing on a seed bead, and we're going to pass our needle into the SuperDuo next to, well, the other SuperDuo, and just the SuperDuo. And tighten down on that. Okay, this Fireline is protesting today. All right, and we tighten down on that so that you could just see that we have this connection here. And we're gonna string on another seed bead and pass our needle back up into the SuperDuo where we started. And Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Well, oh, and there goes the finger. Well, don't be afraid to move and tug and pinch and pull, because this is your project and you want it to do what you want it to do and not let it have its own liberties. We can't have that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be the designer. The piece would be designing itself, which I don't know, that might not be a bad idea. All right, anyway, even though you may not want to, you have to reinforce this connection so that these two seed beads that I just added remain stationary, because they are gonna be what helps to give the piece its shape. Oh. I went a little too far. I got into that other thread there, and that is not where I need to be. I'm just trying to reinforce this connection here. And back up into this SuperDuo that gave me a little trouble. And that's great right there. Now we're going to pass our needle into the other hole of the SuperDuo and make another right angle weave connection like we just did on the other side. Ooh. String on a seed bead and pass our needle up into the next SuperDuo. And another seed bead and go back into this SuperDuo where we started. There you go. Okay, wants to go directly in there? I don't know. Well, just now we have to reinforce that connection. And once I get to the top, oh, I'm not going to turn you off. You're going to watch me do this now. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. And into this top seed bead here. And give this a nice tug. Just tug on your threads. Make sure you don't have anything loose hanging out. Pull it, tug it, shape it, whatever it is you have to do, just to make sure you don't see any threads. Once you are sure that you don't have any threads hanging out, then we're going to pass our needle into any of these seed beads that were here on our SuperDuos. So I'm going to pass my needle into this SuperDuo here. And back up into the other one on the other side. I'm going to string on 2 seed beads. And with my needle exiting this seed bead that's coming out of the SuperDuo, I'm going to pass the needle down into the corresponding 11-0 seed bead that's coming out of the SuperDuo on the other side, and pass that, pull that through, and I'm going to go back up into the next seed bead next to it. I'm going to pass my needle up into the first seed bead here on the top, down into the second. I want these to really sit up like herringbone. I'm going to flip my work around, and I'm going to pass my needle back into that seed bead where we started. And back up into the seed bead next to it. And into the one of the 2 seed beads that we just added. From here now, we're going to string on our final 11-0 seed bead and pass it down into the next seed bead from the 2 that we added. I'm going to flip my work here, and I'm going to pass my needle down into this seed bead here, up into the one that's next to it, back into the seed bead, one of the first seed beads from the 2 that we added up here, and into that single seed bead that we just added. At this point, now if you don't have a wire guardian, you can use some 15-0 seed beads. I forgot to tell you that when I started. This would be the color that I would use, my pyrite, galvanized pyrite. And what I would do was string on 6 of these size 15 seed beads, but I'm not going to use the 15-0s because I have these antique gold wire guardians. And I'm going to pass my needle into the first hole of the guardian and around this horseshoe and back down into the second hole, and I'm going to pull my thread down, holding on just to make sure that the thread is inside of the horseshoe of the wire guardian, and you could see it's nestled right in there, sitting right in there. If you don't want to, now if you don't want to add your ear wire with a plier, with some pliers, then you can just put your ear wire right on to your wire guardian now. And again, I forgot to tell you, you could add your ear wire with the pliers, but I don't know what I was thinking, but right today we're gonna just reinforce this wire guardian. I didn't pinch it because I'm using it to touch my top seed bead. I just want to use it so it can look like it's pyramid. And I'm going to reinforce my wire guardian. And hold my finger here to make sure that that thread also gets into that horseshoe. And I'm going to pass my needle back into this single seed bead here. And pass my needle down into this seed bead here on the side. 2 seed beads, as a matter of fact, if I can. And shape it and tug it and pull it and arrange it. And now I'm gonna pass my needle into this SuperDuo here, just that SuperDuo. I don't know, I didn't make it. I guess I'm gonna go through a couple of these seed beads. As a matter of fact, let's go all the way down here. Let's pass our needle down through as many of the seed beads as we can. I guess for me that's 2. Once I get here, I'm going to do a simple knot. Well, surgeon's knot, whatever kind of knot that they call, but I'm just going to tie a knot here with this thread. I'm going to pass my needle under the seed bead and pull, making sure that that thread goes up under that second seed bead where my thread is exiting, and I'm going to pull up a loop just like this, pass my needle into that loop once and twice, and making sure that my loop and my thread is where I want it to be up under that second seed bead. I'm just going to tighten down and pull my thread, and you can see that pop right into those seed beads. And I'm just going to pick up the next seed bead or 2 or 3 or however many I can get through, pass my needle through them, and just keep advancing the needle as far as you can. Okay, that was nice. I'm coming right out here of the seed bead. I'm gonna see if I can get through here, because this is a nice tight component, and you want it to be tight so that it can hold its shape. And I'm gonna go through the SuperDuo and just these seed beads if I can. Size 12 needle is strongly suggested. I'm just gonna pass that in there and pull that and get my scissors. I'm gonna pull the thread tight. Cut that off. And I'm gonna get my ear wire and pull up this ball here and find my connection. Just take my plier and twist that open, slide my earring in there, and twist this back closed. And there you have it, my Nestled drop. My Nestled drop earrings. Simple little earrings. So if you like what you see, and make it for me and show it to me on on Facebook. Share your projects with me on Facebook. I really would appreciate that. It lets me know that you like my stuff and that you're learning from me. Otherwise, it's been a while, and that's okay, because we have to be creative in all types of ways. And I really thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you on my next video. So long.